Hello, 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 and welcome to the full moon in Virgo. I'm really excited for this ritual. It's actually one of my favorites. I mean, I love them all equally, but this one happens to be one of my favorites because I use it literally every day, even though this time of year it becomes very intentional, but all year I use this one. So I hope you're just as excited as I am for this one. So this is the full moon in Virgo manifestation harvesting ceremony, and what you're going to do today is get out your Foursquare. Hopefully you have yours from 6 months ago, and you have the Virgo new moon on the other side, and you have your health, wealth, love, and perfect self-expression written down in the 4 quadrants, or if it's resonating, ease, flow, connection, and expansion. If you're new to this space or you're not sure what I'm talking about, you'll find the PDF for it down below, and more information in the resources guide, how to plant your intentions at the new moon, your micro and macro, and then how to harvest them at the full moon. So what you're going to want to do is take your new moon in Virgo, square of life from 6 months ago, and then reflect on it and see what's kind of coming into your reality. And then if there's anything on that intention planting sheet from the Virgo new moon that you did 6 months ago that's not really feeling alive for you anymore, that's a key word for today's. I just some of these rituals I just really love. If it's not feeling alive for you anymore, then cross it off your list. Ooh, got a new hairdo going. Okay, so if it's something old that you really... Sorry, I just got distracted by my hair. Take it off the list if it's not resonating anymore. And take a note of anything big that's come into your space. Be sure to go into the co-creation station and share that information. And let us know what's happening for you so we can cheer you on. As a reminder, if you didn't plant a new moon intention 6 months ago with the corresponding Virgo new moon, what you can do is go back to your 2020 calendar and look what was happening or whatever you're watching this in, and look what was happening 6 months ago during the Virgo new moon. Check your texts, check your messages, social media, mail, anywhere you might have written yourself any notes. I always date everything. Old teacher habit, and just kind of see what's popped into reality. Okay, on to today's ritual, because I'm so excited, as you can tell. Okay, so this one, the Virgo full moon, is about houseplants and humans. So we're creating an interior microbiome that reflects our exterior megabiomes. Okay, stay with me, because you guys know I'm not I love the sciences, and I love when science is supports metaphysics, but it's not my first skill set. Okay, so if when planted in fertile soil, a seed has all the potential within it to grow into its maximum potential, doesn't it stand to reason that the same is true of the expression of the soul in the human experience? So as infinite beings having a uniquely human experience, our physical bodies are made up of an array of microorganisms that reflect our internal and external environment, producing states of wellness or disease. Depending upon a vast army of microbes to stay alive, our personal microbiomes, being the things inside our bodies that protect us against germs, break down our food sources to release energy and produce vitamins that are vital for our bodies to flourish. Much like humans, plants and animals also have their own individual microbiomes, so that the microbiomes work in concert to produce our megabiomes. So that is a megabiome is the space where we physically reside during the course of our daily lives. So along with pets, which, come here, Lucy. Lucy, come here. I don't know if you guys know this, but my dog Lucy records all of these episodes, or all of these rituals with us. Along with pets and other humans, houseplants are ubiquitous members of many of our exterior megabiomes, aka our individual living environments, and reflect back to us the health of our homes. So as humans have moved indoors into increasingly industrialized and sophisticated homes, the scientific benefits of greenery in our living space become more important than ever, with plants helping to metabolize human respiratory products like carbon dioxide and increasing available oxygen concentrations. So emerging research also shows that the interior environments we live within are made up of far more than the people, pets, plants, and inanimate objects that surround us. they're actually analogous with our gut microbiomes. So this means that our exterior living conditions can directly impact our internal gastrointestinal biology, shaping the ecology of the microbial community of our bodies. I told you guys, stay with me with all the science. I promise it'll make sense in a minute. So that fact may seem like a lot to digest. So to put it simply, science now proves that the idea of trusting one's gut instincts is factual. So, with the full moon in Virgo, the sign that exposes our tenderness, purity, and innocence, we'll pause to examine how Carillion photography can illuminate the vibrancy of life around us and expose the evolution of our internal and external environments. Then we'll ask our bodies what we can do for them as they do more for us than we may even realize. So much like the hidden seeds buried within Mother Earth's soil that give way to precious shoots that suddenly sprout from the ground, this month's ritual is a reminder that new and vibrant life will always spring forth when given half a chance. So with love, lightness, spattering of bamboo, orchids, and succulents surrounding me, autumn. Okay, so as you guys can tell, I was like super excited for this ritual because I talk a lot about like decluttering and moving energy and getting rid of things in our physical environment that don't positively contribute to our well-being. And houseplants, because we are active duty military, we actually move all the time. And so for years, I was never really able to have houseplants where I'd always have to give them away. And I never quite invested in it. But about 4 years ago, I was like, that's it. I'm just going to start getting houseplants because it brings me happiness. I'm going to start planting a garden no matter where I go. And hope that that is a gift that I can pass on to somebody or a gift that keeps giving to whoever happens to move into my home. And I learned that you can rehome plants, that there are like actual people out there like me who, if you're moving and you put up an ad on social media or Craigslist or any of the social spaces and you say, hey, I'm leaving and I've got this beautiful tree that's mature and it's just in need of some good love and a home. People like me will be like, I will take it because houseplants can be surprisingly expensive. So it's kind of the same. I mean, obviously pets are living, breathing creatures, and so it can be easy to dismiss the needs of a houseplant versus the needs of a pet. Come here, Lucy. I want you guys to see Lucy. Hold on. Come here. Come here. Come. She knows she's supposed to be quiet during these, so she's actually hiding. She's like, what did I do? Come here. Come here. Come to Mama's. Oh, shush. Come here. Come on. I know. I'm always telling her to be quiet while I record, but this is Lucy, my 12-year-old, almost 13-year-old schnoodle that has come with us everywhere. And so to me, the plants in our house are important. Maybe not quite as important as Lucy, but I talk to them. I treat them like living things. And in this ritual, you'll actually read about how plants take a lot of energy to adjust to their physical space. So they'll actually turn their leaves to find the light wherever they are. So the more you move them, the more they have to readjust to their microbiome. Or their megabiome, which creates our living space. So I know I'm not doing this ritual justice because I just get so, like, when I get excited, I'm like, but go in and read it and then let me know what you think about the ideas of plants being living things that we can talk to that bring us energy, not only in the form of oxygen, but in vitality and wellness, and how the health of our living environments is actually reflected back into our gut health. So with everything going on in the world nowadays with superbugs and viruses, our gut health is super important. And this whole idea of trusting one's gut instinct and coupling it with good gut health, because I don't know if you guys know, I'm a health coach as well. That has been something that has immeasurably helped with my spiritual development and my abilities to connect, like my mediumship abilities. And I hope that this ritual serves you in the same way, that by kind of taking your external environment and seeing how it's a reflection of your internal body being, if it helps you connect a little bit better, because I found in my mediumship practice over the last, 8 years, the healthier I am internally, the less meat I eat, the less processed foods I eat, the less alcohol and other, substances that I consume, the clearer my channel is. And so there's this idea that, like, the clearer the channel or the clearer the vessel, the cleaner the vessel, the clearer the channel. Not always the case, but I've noticed it in my life, and I would be curious to know if it is similar in your experience. Okay, so go through this month's ritual. We're going to do humans as houseplants, which I love. And then we're also going to do an exercise of exposing energy. So Kirlian photography is this really cool thing that was invented years ago by a man named Kirlian, and he was a Russian scientist. And it basically, you can take a photo of food and see how much energy that food has. So like a piece of meat that you're going to eat versus an apple. You can actually see the electromagnetic field around certain things. And once you start to get an idea of how much, like they'll do a picture of a like a dead leaf or a dying plant and then like a healthy plant. And you can actually measure the electric frequency on that plant. And so that's something really cool to kind of start leaning into, especially as we go into these body-led procurement practices, which is basically using your body to tell you what to shop for. And so this month's ritual has a great starting point if maybe you're just now kind of going into a healthy living spree or a healthier lifestyle. It helps you go into a store and say, body, what would you like today? Like, what do you need? It goes on a daily and a weekly and a monthly basis so that you can procure your food sources from, the best possible locations that are going to serve your physical body and your soul, your spirit. Because the two are interconnected. And one of the best I'm stuttering today. One of the best pieces of advice that I ever got from a medium, and it was a word of warning, and this was over a decade ago. Her name was Lynn Wiltsey up at Lilydale in the spiritual community in Lilydale, New York. And when I said, Lynn, I just feel like this is my calling. I don't know, why I feel called to be here. I don't know how this plays into my bigger life. I'm a teacher. I'm an army wife. I've got other things on my mind. And she said, well, you don't have to do it, first of all. And she said, but if you are going to do this, most mediums are some of the most unhealthy people I know. And I almost took that as a challenge, well, nobody's going to tell me I can't develop my spiritual gifts and be healthy. But I took it earnestly and I took it seriously, and I realized that doing this work is something that requires a clean channel. And even though it can be easy to use substances and other things to kind of connect quicker, it's not always the clearest. And so getting clean and clear is just really the way to go. And that's what I advocate: clean living and clean living environments, lots of living things in your space that you can love on and that will love you back. And yeah, I hope this ritual has been helpful. Lucy, what do you have to say? Oh, she's so nervous. She's like, Mom, you usually make me hide during these. I'm always so scared to bark. When I do my rituals is the only time this dog doesn't bark. She's 12, almost 13, and her eyesight is not what it used to be. And she's just a little barky these days. But I love you. My first fur baby. Okay, that's enough love fest. All right, guys. So let me know what you think of this ritual. And, some last things. No plants, no problems. Furnishing your space with living greenery doesn't have to cost a penny. So once again, if you're searching for houseplants, look on the side of the road, anything that's maybe been abandoned, or just post a classified ad to see if anybody has any that they would like to rehome. And then while rehoming and reinvigorating your mindset, consider a pet if you don't already have one. So the love we invest in our animals is a reflection of the care we are capable of giving ourselves and others. So look into a shelter, look into fostering, somehow providing a home to a pet in need. And then lastly, consider decreasing your meat consumption for the month. So beginning with meatless Mondays while crowding out excess animal products is a great way to invite more living greens. Try keeping a journal just to see how you feel. And then, this is another cool one. Do some self-study research on emerging theories about cross-species transference that are putting more than just inference between the old saying, we are what we eat. That's super cool. We've got some stuff on Bach flower remedies and probiotics for good gut health. All right, I'll leave it there. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. With love and light, Autumn and Lucy.